welcome to ANNO 117 Pax Romana. In the last few days my comments have been filled by when are you starting, are you playing ANNO 117? Well, I was away for the last few weeks, so I couldn't start it before, but today we are definitely starting. Also, if you are just tuning into my channel, know that I've played more than 3,000 hours of ANNO 1800, so I definitely know my way around, in particular the last one. I've also played the other ones, but definitely a lot the last one. I've played it a lot on the channel too, so don't hesitate to check that out. And I'm highlighting this to show you that I think you can expect a lot of videos on the channel. You can expect tutorials, guides, you can expect crazy let's plays where we're gonna put the highest difficulty AIs as possible and much more. But today I want to start with the basics. Today we're gonna actually start the campaign. It is going to show all of you how to really learn this game, and I actually think the campaign, while in all ANNO 1800 game, is a bit like a tutorial. It is good to set the tone for what this game is gonna be all about. The campaign of ANNO 1800 was not the longest ever. It's not like you're gonna spend hundreds of hours playing it, but honestly everybody remembers it. I know very few people that didn't like it. It was memorable, it had a lot. So I hope we can expect the same here. I've seen some reviews, I'm not gonna talk about this now, I think we just want to dive into it. I do want to mention that, to be very clear, I didn't receive any sponsorship, I didn't get the game for free, I paid full price, so you can expect an actual fair review from me. Before we dive right in, maybe you've never played an ANNO game. Now, what should you expect? Well, basically this is a city builder strategy game. You're going to place houses so that people join your city, your island to be more precise. You're going to build multiple production chains so that you can provide goods and services to those people. They're going to upgrade into higher tier of populations. You're going to build an army, fight with others if you want to. You can also go the diplomacy route. So this game has it all. And like I mentioned, you don't have to go with the campaign. You can definitely go with the endless or sandbox mode if you wish. And by the way, both of those modes you can play on your own, co-op or competitive. In this case here, we're gonna play the campaign as I mentioned, and we're gonna play it alone. We have actually a choice also over here. We can go with Marcia, or we can go with our brother Marcus. They actually have a pretty different story. It is not gonna be that different in terms of gameplay, of course, but the story is actually different, so we'll probably do both. We're gonna play over here with Marcia Tertia. She has actually just been married to a Roman governor. Little does she know what part she will have to play. Spoiler alert, she's not just gonna play the wife, she's gonna have to do a lot more. Let's dive right in.
After the rise comes the fall. Exile. Not my first choice. But neither was my husband. Maybe it's time I left her behind. The girl who never got to choose. My name is MARCIA Titania, and I am an imposter. In the 40th year of Pax, I was summoned to Latium, province of long shadows, to marry Titanius, a man thrice my age. Arguing with father proved rather pointless. After all, marriage is what daughters are for.
From the land of pyramids, Marcia Tasha, bride of our glorious governor! We stand at the edge of history, witnessing the...
are we?
Here comes the bride. Titanius is a lucky man.
But not a healthy man, Lucius. Please, it's madness to proceed without him.
Without whom?
Oh, dear girl. Your groom has been taken ill. But really, the omens. You must wed today. Your emperor insists. Hear the oath of my absent friend Titanius. Ubi tu Gaia ego Gaios. May this union bless the ground on which we build. It is done. These are your husband's estates. This is where I leave you.
But, Imperator, why?
Felicita, Marcia! The slave will explain!
It will explain. I don't think so, but okay. So it is. We're starting. As always, it starts
Welcome
bad.
to Juliana, mistress. The governor asked me to take care of things until he is well enough to return.
Oh, you must be the slave. Can you tell me what's going on? I mean, I really don't understand. Where is the governor?
He is ill. A fever has consumed his strength. I fear it may take some time for him to recover.
But I really wouldn't have minded waiting. To marry someone who isn't even there, I'm not sure I am married.
Your father's and your husband's signature is on the marriage contract, and the Pontifex Maximus presided over the ritual. Your marriage is perfectly legal, and you are not without means. Titanius was granted a large sum to build the city of Juliana.
That's all very nice, but I don't understand the rush. Why did it have to be today? Why not wait?
Emperor Lucius is keen on prophecy. I believe he deemed today essential for the future of the city of Juliana, and for the health of your husband.
He never mentioned any of that to me. I wish he'd explained more.
Emperors rarely explain themselves. I understand you are distressed, but Juliana awaits. Perhaps you could help me make a few minor arrangements?
I suppose so.
It's the ultimate Black Widow. She doesn't even have to do anything for the husband to die and she can get everything. So it is Act 1, Part A, Curse Dispelled.
Timber is vital to the continued growth.
Sure. We are starting. This is an island. As always, as I said, ANNO, you start with an island. We have multiple other islands that we can discover on the minimap over here once we have a ship. Right now, we don't have a ship. Contrary to ANNO 1800, you can see you will have things like river slots over here. This came with the mod in ANNO 1800. We have...
I need woodcutters and sawmills.
Yes, yes. We have some beautiful ruins also.
Clearing smaller ruins only requires some of your workforce.
Sure thing. So that's gonna be good. You can see at the top over here, right, we have our money, we have how much we're making per day. So right now negative. We have our population, right now 0. We're gonna obviously want to expand that. Our workforce, we actually do have a bit of workforce thanks to this over here, the trading post that does provide just a bit of workforce to get us started. And that's pretty much it. Of course, we're gonna discover many things over here in the future. We have our buildings at the bottom. I know some people have not really loved this. They would have loved to have everything at the top. But yeah, we have your building at the bottom. The minimap, of course, with the different fertilities. So this is one of the key concepts also of ANNO, where in a certain island, you have a limited number of fertilities, meaning to really be able to do all of the production chains, you will have to also go to other islands to get access to other fertilities too. You can, by the way, click over here on the mountain slots to go through them, right, discover them. Same for the river slots. If I click on them, I'll go from one to the other. And last but not least, because I've mentioned many people talk about this, you are actually able to go with different keys. You have, where is it, controls. You have actually the modern preset where AWSD is to move. but you also have the legacy one. The legacy one is what you had in ANNO 1800, and many of the keys may be more similar to ANNO 1800. So if you're very used to ANNO 1800, you may want to use the legacy one. We're going to use the modern one to change things up, and also because they're actually more modern. But yeah, and now I think it's probably time to get started. Now you may have realized I pressed space to pause, because yes, in ANNO 117 you are actually able to build while being in pause. So this is really great. We have, of course, the roads over here. You can actually have diagonal roads, as you can see over here. We're gonna start pretty standard, just normal double road in the middle. So we know, actually maybe let's go crazy. I know it costs some money. We're gonna go with a triple road. This is really the center of my town. Okay, and then we're gonna start doing our missions, of course, right? You can click on this over here to get into the details. Over here too, you'll be able to see more. So for example, you have some tutorials too, right? And you're gonna have the main missions. In this case over here, they tell us to build one woodcutter in a forest and build one sawmill. This is really the basic. Indeed, you need to have wood, or in this case, timber, to be able to build pretty much anything. So this is a first production chain, right? Where we can see the woodcutter goes into the sawmill. Now, one thing is that you need forest. So if you look over here, for example, it says there is around 50 trees. So it's only going to be 60% productive. Versus if we go over here, there is more than 80 trees. So this is going to be very productive. In the future, we'll have ways to also plant trees. But at the beginning, especially if you're your first campaign, you actually won't have a choice. You will have to do like I'm doing now and find a nice forest. So I'm thinking over here is a pretty good forest, and we can put a second one there to have enough trees. They only tell us to build one. I'm telling you build two right away. And then, as I said, we're gonna try, to connect obviously all of those things with rod, but we're also going to try to avoid cutting too many trees, right? Because if we cut too many trees, it's again not going to be very productive. So just be careful about this. We also may have to be careful about the warehouse. So if I click on this one there,
one from the coins and the statues,
you will see this green here, right? This is the range of this building to be able to deliver. So it is actually able to deliver, in this case, to the trading post, which is basically a warehouse. So that's great. This one there, I don't think it is. It says no warehouse in range.
Warehouse?
So it is. You can see it stops there. Not great. But that's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to put sawmills.
The sawmill should be situated between trading post and woodcutter.
Exactly. Right, so we're going to put it over here so that it's in range of these, and it's also in range there. And we're going to actually put 1 and 2, right? Because this is using...
We can attract local freedmen by...
Wait. This is 30. You can see the processing time says 30 seconds. It's the same over here. So that means it's a 1-to-1, right? For one woodcutter, you want one sawmill, and it's gonna be at equilibrium. So this is easy for the beginning. Now that we have a bit more timber, we're gonna be able to start making a city, right? So we're gonna go over here and start making this Libertus residence. This is the first tier of population. Obviously, don't put them over here because that's gonna destroy all of your forests. So I think we're gonna start it on this side over here. Right? We're gonna want in the future a few other elements. And by the way, this is annoying me. Okay, so we're gonna place, now similar to ANNO 1800, you can drag to have multiple. So that's pretty cool. We're gonna start with 4 like this. And what is even cooler is if you click on the road and you over the house, it's going to just put a road all around it in one click, as you saw, right? Actually, they're telling us to build 10 houses. So we're gonna add a few over here.
They'll soon be trickling into this backwater area, should you provide them nourishment.
Yeah, so it's basically telling us that people are gonna start joining.
Can't have people going hungry.
Yes. So if we click on the house here, right now there is 0 people in that house, right? But they're gonna start slowly but surely coming. Obviously, if you unpause the game. To make them happy though, and especially to gain money and to get more people, we're gonna need to provide them something. So we have over here the food, we have the public services, and we have the fashion. This is the type of services or good that they want. Right now we have only unlocked over here the first types of food, which is this one there, right? The actual food. If you click on this arrow, you will see sardines and porridge. In the future, we'll get even more, but for now, we have access to those two.
Cook says, here's a stuffed quail, nicely dressed.
So,
I says, I know her. That's the patrician.
Obviously, the sardines, we're gonna want to put close to our trading post, right? Then we do need probably a rod. So press R, that's a shortcut, and it is, we have a rod. On the other hand, the porridge, not only this is not, by the sea, this is actually a production chain where we're gonna need to first plant some oats and then transform it into a porridge. Right? So we're definitely gonna want to do this. And as I said before, let's be a bit smart, right? We're gonna have our city on this side, so maybe we go on that side. So press R. We can try to be in range of the warehouse, but at some point we're gonna have to build our own warehouse. But for this first one, we can probably just put it over here. So if we look at the production chains, right, this is 1 minute, while this one is also 1 minute. So it is still the same 1-to-1, but it's gonna take longer, right? Meaning in 1 minute for the wood, I'm gonna produce 2 because it's 30 seconds each, right? Versus for this one, I'm only going to produce 1 in 1 minute. Okay, so let's put this. We're gonna try to put it as far as possible in terms of range, and you can see it has a pretty big range. So here is pretty good. And we're gonna expand the field. We're gonna do like this. Okay. There is, by the way, if you press the middle button on your mouse, you can get a bigger I forgot how you call that, bigger size for your field. But at the end of the day, you need to get to 80, and that's what we've done over here, right? We are at 80, so it's gonna start to see 9%. Obviously, again, it's 1 minute before it starts. Then it's gonna go over here,
Checked again.
transform it, and then it will be delivered automatically to your people. So it doesn't actually matter where you produce it, as long as it's on the island, it will be available for your people. So the logistic is pretty simple. You don't have to deliver it directly to the house. So slowly but surely we can see that this is increasing, right? We are starting to give them fish or sardines in this case. We can click on MARCIA over here to actually check those things. So if we look over there, we'll see all of our productions. If I want to focus only on the things my people are eating, I can look on consumer goods. This is construction, raw materials, agricultural, so that's the field, right, and intermediary. But if we look at my consumer, for example, right, we can see there is 2 bars. The green one is
slaves are fed on less, Eric.
Yeah. So green is what we're producing. White is what we are consuming, right? The demand, the supply and the demand. So obviously we want the green to be higher than the white. In this case, it's totally fine, right? We are eating, I think maybe like 20% of what we're producing, which means my reserves are going to increase. I'm gonna start making some stocks of sardines. In this case, the porridge, it's the same. We can see the production is a lot higher than the consumption, but it's not green because it hasn't actually started. Now we probably 1 minute has passed since we finished the farm, so this one is actually starting. So that's great. Our people will be happy, right? They're receiving some food, so that's perfect. Now we have 2 missions now. We have a dinner with the Emperor, and we have attracting 20 people. We also have at the top some missions. Some people want some audiences, or sometimes they're also giving us some information. So let's check that out.
What do we do, Gov?
We have over here one of our, Libertus, one of our people, passes you straining under a heavy load of timber. carries the hopeful air of one who has recently celebrated his manumission, freedom from slavery, that means. Despite his burden, he stops and hails you as his governor. We can seize the good, which obviously means we're going to gain some timber, 20 to be precise, but the happiness on the island is going to decrease by 50 points. Not so great. We can buy it, where we're going to lose some money, 400, and get this, or we can wish him well, so basically tell him, go away. And in this case, apparently, he will still give us actually some wood, but I don't want, it feels like, in reality, honestly, that feels like something I don't like. I feel like they should not tell us the reward of something like this. Because now it's too easy. I could say, yeah, of course, getting 10 for free is better than paying for 20. But I think in reality, I would want to buy it so that we have now, a lot more timber to expand, and 400 was nothing. We have a lot of money. Right?
You're free, man.
If you feed the people well, they will be devoted to you. You are wise, mistress.
I don't feel particularly wise. I mean, I married someone I've never met. Still haven't met.
Ah, but you might chance upon him today. You are invited to dine at the Imperial Villa.
Really? So that's where he's staying.
He is confined to the sick wing, I believe. The pleasure barge will come for you shortly.
I see. I best get ready then.
Okay. So we have an Imperial invitation. We've been asked to dine with the Emperor and the Empress at their villa. Will you bring food, sardines, or just take yourself? I think it's good to always take a gift. Now, I'm not sure if one sardine is gonna really make the Emperor happy, but again, I like to roleplay. I think, we should take something to the Emperor. So the Imperial pleasure boat is on its way to pick you up. So we're gonna await that, and actually we have just discovered a new island, and the barge is over here. As you can see, it has a pool and everything, so it is definitely a pretty cool boat that he has there. And this is the island. By the way, I didn't mention, but you can actually set the time of day, because obviously the game is going to look quite different. You can even set it, right, if you want to just stay there all the time. And this has zero impact on the gameplay though. This is just visual. But yeah, here is, one of the island. I'm not gonna click on the buildings because we're gonna discover that later. Instead, I think what we're gonna do is expand a bit further. All right. So we're gonna go press R. We're gonna go and expand this road. Feels like, a big road for the future. And then we're going to continue placing more houses. This is H for the shortcut, and then R for the road again, and it is. So that should get us pretty quickly to the 20. We're already at 17, especially with
This sardine and I, we're both very small fish.
With providing sardines and porridge.
Any city has need of public space.
We are gaining
public buildings. That'll be
One second, Marcia. I'm explaining that to the nice people listening to me. So with each of those needs, you are gaining things. For example, with the sardines, we're gaining 1 of population and 1 of income. With the porridge, it is actually 2 of population. So this is where ANNO 117 is starting to also introduce a lot more choices. You don't have to provide both of those things. You can choose, and depending on what you need, if right now we're actually pretty low on money, so we may prioritize sardines over porridge. Well, in this case I did both, but I didn't have actually to do both. And this is why here you can see it's going from green to gold, because I have provided both of those things. If you provide everything, you will get into gold. If you provide only one, you will get into green, and one is enough to upgrade to the next stage. But you do need to get all 3 of these, so the public services and the fashion too, into the green if you want to upgrade. Now, the good thing is we have now fully unlocked both of these. We've unlocked the services and we've unlocked the fashion.
I should provide clothes to the Liberty mistress, so as not to see anything that offends the eye.
What are you talking about? And the clothes are over
My
here
sister
too.
Secunda would totally sneer at their simple clothes, but guess what? Not everyone wears silk.
Indeed. So as I mentioned before, everything gives you a different bonus. The tunics is gonna be 2 gold versus the pileus, so the hats, is only 1 gold, but also 1 happiness. So we can give both, or we could give only 1. Okay, let's get started with some
Public
services.
services should be erected close to residences in order to meet people's needs.
Indeed. So if I put it over here, you can see only a few houses have this green tick, or because they are linked to the green road. If I put it over there and right in the middle, oh, come on. Now all of them are green, right? So you give the bonuses obviously to more people. And this is why we're gonna put it here, right in the middle. Perfect. So again, you don't have to give both of these, but if you do, you will gain more bonuses, and obviously this is quickly going to move to the green and even to the gold. Then let's do the same for the tunics, and we have 2 things over here. These are the needs. Okay, we don't need that. And we also have the attributes. So yes, we have a first attribute. This is the happiness. One of these, which one is it? This one here, the tavern, is giving a bit of happiness to our people. So this is our first attribute, where you can, some building will give you positive, some buildings will give you negative, and of course you're trying to get into the positive. If we think about the happiness, if you are in the negative, there will be a risk of unrest, right? A risk of riot. If you are in the positive, actually you have a chance, not a risk, a chance of a festival. In this case here, they say that based on our current happiness, there is probably a festival of joy that will start in 60 hours. That's not bad, right? That's not bad. We definitely would want to try to be in the positive. It's not gonna be that easy, and especially in the highest difficulty, to have all of your attributes in the positive, but we should try to do that. We are still in negative in terms of money though. And this is, by the way, easy to explain, is if you look over here at my productions, I am producing so much more, meaning that it costs a lot obviously to maintain those production, but I'm only using a bit. So that means basically my city is too small. We would probably want to increase the size of the city to be in positive. The other thing we can do that could potentially make it worse is we can create a new production. Because if I look at the clothes over here, right, this comes again with the maintenance, right? One of these spinner has a maintenance cost of 8. One of these farm has a maintenance cost of 4. So it costs again more money to maintain it all, but it will give me some positive money, of course, too. So let's check that out. We have over here a spinner. Now this spinner also has actually an area of effect. This is something new with the ANNO 117 compared to ANNO 1800, is that the production buildings can also give you some positive impact. So for example, in this case here, it is going to give me more income for all of the buildings, not houses, any building. Like if I put it over here too, I will get a bonus. The problem is if I put it over here, I only have 4 buildings that are in range. But if I put it in my city, you will tend to have a lot more buildings. In this case, I have 20. Right? So this is why you may indeed want to start mixing productions with your houses. Now, I think for now, we're going to put it on this side, because this is going to still be 20, but that leaves more space to expand the houses here while still having access to the tavern and the market. Obviously, in the future, I'll show you some nice layouts, right, to optimize some of those things. But for now, we're staying with the basics. We will need though a warehouse. Oh, actually, we are in range here. Perfect. What I do need though is a hemp farm, and actually, this is 1 minute. This is 1 minute. So perfect, right? Just one each is totally fine. So it is. Making a bit of a different shape to make it a bit more realistic. We haven't looked at yet a lot of the buildings. I'll show you that in a second. I'm just trying to finish this first tier of population. Then lastly, we have over here the hat maker. This is also giving +1 of income for all the buildings in range. So that sounds like another good one to put here. I hope this was in range. Yes, it is. And in this case, this is 1 minute, and the sheep farm is actually only 30 seconds. So we could actually have 2 of these for only 1 sheep farm. I'm not gonna do that right away though, because this costs a lot of maintenance and we don't actually need 2 of these. On the other hand, we're definitely going to put a sheep farm over. Actually, let's put it on the other hand. And this is a bit different. This is not fields. This actually has livestock areas. So this tends to be a bit bigger. You can see this is a 3x3, so 9 tiles. So you won't be able to put it here, but you need less, right? Instead of 60 fields or 80 fields, you're only 3. And if you only have less than 3, it's still gonna work. Like, let's assume we only have 2. It's gonna work, but it's not gonna work at 100%, right? So actually, we could potentially do this if we want. No, we can't. Like, I was going to say we could get it to 1 minute, but that's gonna be hard. Basically, we need 1.5, I guess. Anyway, with this, in a minute or so, we should have all of the needs of my people completely serviced, and therefore they will be ready to upgrade. Before we do that, let's actually continue with the other mission, which is diner with the Emperor. This is select the Imperial barge. If you click on it, by the way, it's gonna let's go far. And if I click on it, it's gonna show me where it is, so it's helpful. So click on it, we set board, yes, and we continue with the actual campaign.
Marcia, dear, what happened to you? There's bits of fish on your stola.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That'll be the sardines.
Sardines? Did one of those fishmongers run into you? People are really awfully inconsiderate these days. I hope life in the bay agrees with you.
I think it does. Juliana's all right. Can't say I miss the summer floods.
All right, she says. You'll see. One day all will bow to the glory of Juliana and its empress.
If you say so, Imperator.
Oh, don't worry about it now, dear. You will have help.
Julia will succeed me as Rome's first empress regnant. It is decided.
I fear the Senate may still press you to adopt, my love. Any one of their number, any man, even Calidus.
Low-born Calidus? Never! To Pluto with them! Shadows of men. Be glad your father did not marry you to a fool.
So what topic should we discuss? Ask after your host, your father, the ruins, your husband, or eat quietly? I'm actually curious about the ruins.
The ruins are the remains of old Ambrosia. Never a place more alive. Temples, spas, ocelli swaying in the breeze.
Ah, what I would give to sit in the shadow of the lime trees again, admiring the frescoes at your father's house.
What happened?
Old Augustus erupted and swallowed it up in ash. Then some old crow starts talking about a curse and everyone believes it. But they'll be back. Juliana's consecrated ground now.
But this was basically Pompeii, right? That had the volcanic eruption, and now we're rebuilding it. I'm not sure why we can ask again about it. Will it be different?
The ruins are the remains of old Ambrosia.
No, that seems to be the same.
What I would give to sit in the shadow of the lime trees again, admiring the frescoes at your father's house.
So let's eat quietly.
Time flies, doesn't it? There's one more thing we've got to show you.
Oh, good. You remembered.
I decided it is past time you had your very own ship. You are, after all, the governor's wife.
Thank you. Thank you.
When I see the ruins on your island, I recall the streets I wandered in my youth.
So it is, we have a
Day by
flagship.
day, Juliana prospers. I know in time she will outshine old Ambrosia, the city that was.
I don't know if I would have
yes.
preferred this one over here.
When can I expect news, do you think? About Titanius?
Her husband.
So kind, so caring. What a lucky man Titanius is. Very lucky. Alas, I cannot say when he will recover. Until then, seize the day.
Yes, my Emperor.
Okay. So we have the flagship over here.
stand, waiting.
And this is another big thing about Anno 117 is we are actually going to be able to customize ships in pretty much a lot of depth. But this will be after when we have our own shipyard. But now I think they say just send back the ship back to
Festina Lente.
city. Oh, we can wait. We can select.
I've got
this.
my own ship. I never thought I'd own a ship.
Yeah.
Still, I can't help but feel that it's meant to distract me.
Distract you? Let's see.
This is the sick wing, mistress. Only medici and slaves may enter.
Let's try to see inside. Can we see my husband? Control Shift R. Oh, we can't do that. Oh, but look at this. Who is that? I can see my horses. I want a horse. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this was Control Shift R. If you do this, you will move into first person mode and you'll be able to visit your city, to see animals, and if we go back here, we'll be able to see a lot more, right? I'm a bit disappointed that it's not me, but still, you can click on some things, they can enter most
Removing those
buildings.
ruins will open up space for the new city, Juliana, to grow.
Here's my production chain.
Most of old Ambrosia is below ground now. It's weird. An entire city just disappeared.
Indeed it did. Indeed it did. We have the ruins, okay. It's fashion. Why is fashion still not
I
working?
always make enough to make it to next market day.
That's strange. Did we forget something? I guess it's gonna start now. Anyway, two more important things we need to talk about. The first one is workforce. Because each of the building, they not only cost you maintenance, for this one 8, for example, or coins, it also costs some workforce. In this case over here, 2 Libertus. Now the good thing is we have a lot. We actually have 94 Libertus right now. So while we are actually using a couple of Libertus for our current buildings, most of our we still have a lot of positive workforce, so we can make them work more. But if you get into negative here, that's obviously not gonna work. Your productivity is going to decrease. So that's one important element. Always look at your workforce, and your different buildings will require different workforce in the future. That was the first, and then
Ambrosia was huge. Here one moment, gone the next.
Actually, Are, the eruption lasted several days, and in the weeks that followed, the air was fraught with dust as far west as the Pillars of Hercules. It is often said that hubris, the dissolute and vulgar practices of Ambrosia and its inhabitants, incurred the wrath of the gods. But I think Vulcan, whose spirit resides inside both Occasus and other portals to the underworld, has little control over what and why he issues forth.
One can argue one way or another. So anyway, this is on our island, right? Pretty far, but still, we have a lot of ruins. We also have some
Well, I
that
have
are
nothing against liberty.
a bit closer, right? So we can click on them. It's gonna take, in this case, 20 workforce, but we have 47. It's gonna take 1 minute. And I'm guessing it's gonna give us also some resources. If not, at least it's gonna clear the space so we can build something else. Alright. More importantly, we now have a couple of missions. Right? The tutorials, obviously we have finished most of these. We have also an optional mission over here, which is to remove 4 ruins. So we're gonna start this. But our main quest is to attract a plebeian. To do that, we're gonna need to upgrade our houses. So if I look over here at my different houses, right, they are all green. This arrow here, we can click on it because, as I mentioned before, we are providing enough. And again, you don't need to provide everything, just one of each category will be enough to upgrade. It will cost 1 timber to upgrade. Good thing is we have 75.
All
so
our
good.
hopes rest on this shining pillar of civilization.
And it is. We now have, a
Plebeian.
house.
Plebs for these to call.
A house that looks different, that has very different, attributes over here, and will obviously bring a different types of workforce. We can see it at the top over here. We are now
Soon
in
it will be
part
Empress
2.
Julia's birthday.
Yes,
meaning
yes.
weeks of celebration, one can assume.
Okay. We are in part 2 of
At
Act
home
1.
we only celebrate the gods' birthdays. But I suppose emperors are a bit like gods, aren't they?
Maybe, maybe not. So yes, it's gonna be Julia's birthday.
We may be asked to make a contribution. Nothing too excessive, I should say.
I mean, I brought sardines last time, so yeah, I guess so. But yes, with the upgrade of our first house, we've unlocked a whole new tier of population. And obviously linked building. So this was the Liberty over here. We now have the plebeians. They will come with different goods. They will come also with new productions. We have, for example, the villa over here. We have also a new kind of materials on top of the timber. We have tiles, which will require now 2 different things, the clay and the charcoal, or the coal in this case, to then make the tiles. And as I said, also the villa on this side, we have the different new productions. And if we look
It
over
feels
here,
like it does you good to eat a sardine.
there is not only, we move from gold to not even being fully green, we have also unlocked a 4th type of needs and services, the household. So we will have to definitely provide a lot more to our people if we want to upgrade them to the 3rd tier of population. And similarly after for the 4th tier of population. Right? So ladies and gents, this was our introduction to Anno 117, the campaign, in terms of selecting with Juliana, right? Our city is called Juliana, sorry. The selection we made was Marcia. So we selected Marcia and we have started this first act of the campaign, moving from the basics,
Someday,
Libertus
I'll
over
be a
here,
famous seafarer.
providing them,
They'll paint me with me
basic foods and services, and being able to upgrade them to the 2nd tier. We have also gained a first ship, a first flagship, and so with this, we will also be able to start sending ships elsewhere and discover, other friends and foes. We have over here a quest, for example, that could again come from a friend or a foe. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, or if you haven't clicked on the bell button, I suggest you do so you don't miss the next episode, probably tomorrow, maybe before, where we will continue this campaign. Thank you for watching, smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.